Hello Hubernic artists. Today we're going to be working on our optical illusion picture that we started last week. But before we get into the art project, let's talk about the vocabulary. Today we're going to be learning about value. Value is how light or dark your color is. If you look at my word value, you can see it has a dark value at the bottom of the letters and it has a light value at the top. So on our optical illusion today, we're going to be doing dark values and light values so that we make our optical illusion look three-dimensional. Alright, so I made two examples here. In one you can see I only chose two colors and I alternated white and color. And then this one I did three colors. You can do up to four colors, but don't do any more than four colors. So before we get started, you need to gather your supplies. What you're going to need today is your picture from last week that should look something like this. And then you need to pick at least 2, 3, or 4 marker colors. Alright, so there's my marker colors. And then you need to pick either a color pencil or a crayon to make your light values. So I have this crayon matches this marker, this one matches this marker, this one matches this marker, and this one, yes, matches this marker. So choose your marker and choose your crayon or color pencil in this case to make your values. Alright, step 1. Pick which color you want first. I'm going to go with black. And you're going to color every other triangle, every other line. So I'm going to start at the top here. The trick to this is you're going to leave a little white spot. You can see on the back of this where I colored the marker. You're going to leave a little gap with your marker. It's going to be about a finger length down here, but it's going to be really skinny up here at the top sections. Alright, so I'm going to put this here. Hopefully we can kind of see that while we work. So we're going to start with section here. I like to trace my outside, not the whole thing, but just the edge on both sides. And then you want to make it kind of a rough, not smooth finish. So you can see how, let's put it closer to the camera, maybe we can see it a little bit better, how we left it kind of a jagged edge there. Alright, and then I'm going to turn and do the other side. It gets skinnier as it goes to the top. Alright, so I've left a little white in it. That might be a little bit too much, but I can always go back and add more marker later. Alright, so we did the top one, we're going to skip one, and now we're going to do the third section. I like to trace this line and there. So you're going to kind of picture, let's see, where's a pencil? Here's a pencil. You're going to kind of picture it going like this. So it gets a little bit bigger as it goes down, kind of like a triangle inside of it, and this part will be white. Alright, so adding my jaggedy black line. I like to start here. I kind of smush the side of my marker a little bit and let it go towards the end. But you can also just do a little zigzag line here at the base. Okay, straighten that one up. Okay. You definitely want to make this line pretty straight. You don't want it to be well, it can be a little zigzaggy, but you don't want it to be like way uneven. It should be fairly a straight zigzaggy edge. Okay, and then this section we're going to do all but maybe to right there. it generally helps to go the direction you want it to look like it's rounded at. So you would do it this way and not this way, and that's going to help your objects look a little bit rounded too. Alright, so in the next one we're going to skip a section and then we'll do this section, and I'm going to do the same thing I did before, exactly the same thing, and you're going to do that to this one, and then skip one, you would do the same thing to this one. And the same thing to this one also. Again, trying to make it a fairly straight zigzag. This one went a little awry. Straighten it up a little bit. If you do a little bit too much coloring, it'll be okay. If you don't do enough coloring, it'll also be okay. This is pretty forgiving as long as you leave a white line down the middle. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and skip the rest of the blacks just for now because I want to not waste your time. I'm going to show you how to do the value section now. If we look at this one, you can see how I colored very lightly that white section. So I'm going to take my crayon, I'm going to very gently, so you're pressing down gently. We're not coloring it. Let's see, let's do it here. We're not coloring it really, really, really hard. We're coloring it really, really, really gently. Barely touching the crayon down to the paper. Try to stay in the lines. And you'll do that for all of your black sections. You will fill them in with your black crayon. We're leaving these every other sections white though. We're only doing alternating ones. Alright, if you want to go a step farther, if you want to make it look even more round, if you look really carefully at this, you can see that I went by, get my hand out of the way, I went by and made an even darker section next to it. So if you look at this one, you can make just a little bit darker, pressing just a little bit harder with your crayon, still leaving the very center of it very super duper light. And that's going to give it an even more three-dimensional look. That's going to give it even more interest too. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing with the black to this section. I would do this section, skip this one, this one. All right, so I'm gonna pretend that I did that. I'm gonna move on to the sections that every other one that we haven't colored yet. All right, so let's pick. I'm gonna do a color pencil this time. So we did black first. We're gonna skip the blue one first. We're gonna do the second section for the blue. And I like to trace it again. Do a little bit of a jagged line. Same thing on this side. Then come down here, do the same thing. Okay, and then come over here. All right, last one. It's gonna be right here. Okay, so I would do the same thing over here to this one, and this one, this one. I'll do a really quick version. Alright, so then skip the black section, come on to this other blank one. Remembering to alternate every other section. Skip this one. Now please do not color like this. This is terrible. This is not going to give it a good optical illusion. Okay, so now I'm going to do my value. I'm going to use this color pencil. This color pencil, it's actually a fairly nice one. It's a Prismacolor, but any color pencil will work. I'm going to test and see. This one's kind of a dark one. So I'm going to press really gently with this one. Same thing I did with the crayon. You get a little bit smoother with the color pencil. For sure smoother, but crayon is really nice too. So either one will work just the same. And then once we've done that, if you want to go the second step, this is optional. Just a little bit here, we can add a little darker. Just a little bit darker. We don't want to make it too dark where it's as dark as the marker. Just give it a little bit of an extra three-dimensional flare. Alright, so you can see that's already starting to look. If you look at just these two, that's definitely starting to look three-dimensional. If you want to add more colors, you absolutely can do that. Let's look back at this one. I added the black and the blue together, and then I left the purple uncolored. Oh, the one next to the purple. And then this one obviously is every other color. So you can choose how you want to do it. You can do all, but we're definitely, every other section should be a pattern. These should all be one color. These can be a different color. I haven't tried it with the same colors. Anyway, hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope that your optical illusions turn out magical. If your lines aren't seeming to look very clear, you can get a black marker like I did on this one, and you can trace around your pencil lines. I kind of did that to straighten it up. I did not do that to this one, and it turned out just fine as well. So it's up to you. If you this one was a little messy, so I added some lines to make it less messy. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please submit your assignment for me so I can look and see how you did on this, and feel free to make as many color options as you want. Have fun making your project, and I look forward to seeing them.